result of neglect. You can clearly see that these gutters have not been desilted for several months. And many people also living in this area have attested to the fact that because this area slopes, there's a lot of sand that fills the street, and anytime it rains, it is washed onto the street. And then you would see from the people gathered here that everybody is ready for this national cleanup exercise. This was announced by the president because we all agree that the flooding that engulfed many communities in Accra was sometimes some were described as self-inflicted pains on the people. Her Excellency the Vice President will be alighting any moment from now. I've spotted the Greater Accra Regional Minister. I've spotted the Minister for Local Government also here, who I'm sure will be joining us briefly to receive Her Excellency the Vice President. But while he's about to receive the Vice President, let me engage. The Minister will receive the Vice President, and I'll engage him briefly. Now, say, while you are receiving the Vice President, let me engage the Greater Accra Regional Minister ahead. So, Madam, while we are waiting to receive the Vice President, would you say that the numbers we see on the streets is encouraging, especially when people may be feet dragging?
Yes, very encouraging. You know, I'm coming from Dodua side. In fact, I saw a lot of shops that has been closed, and the enthusiasm in which people are working, you can really see that people are really complying with His Excellency directive.
Now, it is very instructive that if you look at the debris we are removing from the choked drains, it suggests that perhaps the assemblies have not been very effective in ensuring that these things are cleaned from time to time. Is this going to be sustained?
It's going to be sustained, but as far as I'm concerned, I know my MCs are doing so well. Trust me, in fact, it's attitude now, and so this is a call, to encourage our citizens that some of these things are the cause of flooding in the region, so they should desist from it. Today's exercise is a beginning of a renewed agenda for Greater Accra, and we are hoping that this exercise is going to continue. In fact, National Sanitation Day for Greater Accra hasn't been only end of the month, but we daily observe National Sanitation Day. So it's going to be sustainable, and we encourage everybody to be on board to make sure that our debris are being taken care of.
Okay, so Her Excellency the Vice President will be stepping out briefly, and so we will be listening to her to make a brief comment. Any moment from now. While the Vice President is just about ready to step out of the vehicle, I've spotted the MP for this area. Madam, you should be happy that people have come out in their numbers, but the concern is about attitude that must change. How are you as an MP going to sustain this after this exercise?
Thank you very much. We want to thank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for the call for people to come out, especially with the heavy downpour. You realize that due to the topography of Kuo, usually you get the water coming from the mountain. So anytime it rains heavily, you have the whole place littered. So we are encouraging the citizens to always make it a daily habit. And by the grace of God, they've responded to it. When you walk through the township, people are out. But we didn't just begin today. After the downpour, anytime there's a downpour, we have to come out and clean. So working with the assembly, and as an ex-official member of the assembly, also encouraging them. Okay, so
at this stage, we'll be receiving Her Excellency the Vice President, who fit and ready for this time. Madam, we are ready to hear you briefly before we go.
Morning.
Morning.
Okay, I just wanted to greet everyone and to thank everyone for coming out to help with this very, very important exercise. It is a pleasure to see you. But you see, why are we here? We are here because something has gone wrong. But a lot of it is something that you and I have caused. We know that nature will do its own thing. But sometimes we also contribute negatively to the outcomes. There are times where, you know, sometimes even the person who suffers may not necessarily have been the one who caused the damage. When we throw garbage into our drains, maybe that is the reason why somebody's house is finally flooded, because we are blocking the water from taking its natural course. So this should be a wake-up call to all of us. We all know the right things. We don't need any sermon. We know. Let's do the right things and protect each other and protect our country. But I want to thank you all for coming out to help, because this is the time we should all show love. We should all support each other. Thank you very much.
So, Excellency, the Vice President has just made a brief presentation, basically to encourage as many Ghanaians as possible to join this exercise. In fact, all of us will agree that this should have been a routine exercise to make our country clean. The filth comes with heavy stench. It is a recipe for the transmission of communicable diseases, and so what we are witnessing now is very symbolic, because yes, what happened on June 29th, the president has agreed that we should accept it as painful and a shared responsibility on the part of assemblies which must be enforcing the bylaws, on the part of citizens who do wrong things, and of course so the Vice President, as you see now, is scooping some of the debris which has been removed from the choke drains onto a wheelbarrow. What she is doing basically is just to signal every Ghanaian that it is about time we end this bad practice in any society where people live and want to be very, very healthy and respected as people who understand how or what it takes to keep a clean environment. It is about these little things. From the observation we have made, some of the items we find the check drains are debris. These are broken stones from construction sites. Some are polythene bags. Some are deliberately dumped into these drains. In fact, when it rained recently, this part of Accra experienced some of the floods that devastated many homes and claimed lives, and it is purely attitudinal. And as you heard the Member of Parliament speak to this specific issue, it will look like the laws would have to be enforced. And so just a part of the symbolism, the Minister for Local Government, Ahmed Ibrahim, and then the political advisor to the Vice President, the Chief of Staff at the Office of the Vice President, all of them are here to join this exercise. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is also elsewhere in Accra doing the same thing, and as we know, the security services are leading this exercise today, Friday, July 9, 2026. Zoom Lion, one of the largest waste management companies, is also supporting with the deployment of some of his staff and the implement, the shovels, the rakes, and all the necessary tools that we need for this exercise. The local assembly has equally participated. Here we have gathered, we have prominent citizens of Nungwa also joining the exercise. I will walk around and then speak to a few people to hear their views as this go on, and we observe the exercise that has been ongoing. Let me engage one of the gentlemen here briefly. Please, of course, it shouldn't take the Vice President to come and clean this in our community where we need to survive. What is your opinion on what do you think people should be doing?
We should not dump any rubbish inside the gutter, and always have to make sure that our gutters are always clean, so that when it rains, water cannot overcome into our houses or our shops.
Okay, so I just want you to see, look at this. This is supposed to be waste generated in our homes, and you can see bottled water, you can see plastics which are waste generated from our markets. We even understand that people defecate, put them in polythene bags, and dump them in the gutter. And these things obviously will not decompose. It will choke the drains, and the clogging will let the water backflow and then cause the floods that we have experienced. This is just the smaller part of the nuisance, and let me be very blunt with the choice of words, nuisance that we have generated. And all along the street from the Nungwa Secondary School stretch towards the market area, towards the Nungwa Mami, where the traditional authorities live, this is where some section of the public are undertaking a cleaning exercise. Now let me engage you. You live within the community, and of course I just pointed to debris, which is typically polythene bags, water bottles, etc. Remnants of the waste generated in the markets. It's an eyesore.
Yes, really, it's a challenge. It's really a difficult situation to behold. I mean, coming across stuff like that in the drain, it's a disturbing issue that I think the state will have to take a decisive decision on those waste bins that cannot be decomposed by itself. I think a firm decision will have to be taken on that, so that reduces. I think that will amount to about 80% of our flooding situation, and once that is kept, we are good to go.
Okay, thank you. So that's the chairman of the NDC in the constituency, and so you would notice. Look at here, we have security men who have come out in their numbers supporting the exercise. It's painful. Soldiers, like many other security men, don't talk to the media because they need protocols. Otherwise, they would have expressed their disappointment. But I believe that for them, it is about enforcing the bylaws. It's about punishing people, because I go to military barracks and I don't see this nuisance. And here they are, they've been driven out of their barracks to come and clean what we are witnessing now. I believe that if we gave them the power to enforce the laws, we won't see this again. And that is what brings the conversation about how collectively the assemblies can get this done. But I understand the vice president is moving towards the market enclave, and so we want to double up and get to where she is and then observe her reaction as she sees all this being dug out of the stench. Now, while the cameraman is rolling, you would notice that whatever we are digging, it's not a result of a 1 week activity. It is a result of many actions that should have been taken by the district assemblies. The vice president is speaking. Let me hear a little of what she's what do you say?
She say so yen time auto yen da climate change aba infinite baby there March April ho baby no dey the mejume yen got any mina dem no sunu ba when baby wa fa inti mi jiz there mo abeze wa aba na mom me yen su afim no hia inti ya ko yen nyun obese.
So the vice president is basically appealing to Ghanaians to change attitudes and do the right thing. But your honorary they answer no beka.
Beka say Nungwa for Ghana for say wa be fan wura bia bola ka wa for mano. Don't throw any rubbish to the gutter.
Okay, continue working, and so I'll tell you more. I will take lead, and then we'll continue to engage. For now, Her Excellency the Vice President is observing the overwhelming response by citizens, and she is being briefed by the Greater Accra Regional Minister, the Member of Parliament for Shai Osudoku, and then we also have the MP for Nungwa, who is the Minister for Gender and the women in charge of women, to be specific. And so they are typically giving the needed encouragement to citizens. For many women who live here, they have observed this for years. So I will go to one of the women and then and then speak to. So let me speak to one of the women here. Madam, Pacho, you know, your management here, but yet the area, and you need to hear the air cost no. Then to me, Kasa, and I cost us.
Yeah, come we are no more, yeah, and I joined the phone to Cofabola. Nobody have a city in a been also on my concrete, yes, see, Gotano, a been so animal, and I say a boo concrete in or you don't see more White House to be Abansro, and also your concrete, and no more cemetery got an intention into me flow. Into the beer shot at a animal, ball and so animal, Omunyashi or animal.
Now, would you say gata way? I say a cataswana because a journey near and dia answer say a coso and Guasia at Tamatu and Tanya
Omoyane say, Omo slow down, now come and got and more city so. Now say the junction so almost slow down. No more the concrete now your omo down got an annual stipano, ye boo 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 in and son got an empty placo.
But you so Her Excellency who is inspecting the responses to the ongoing exercise has just entered the main market area at Nungwa. I can tell you that the response has been massive. Most of the shops are closed. The people have come out in their numbers. But I'm making an observation that it will look like the local assemblies, not in Nungwa alone, but in many parts of the country where the exercise is going on, must perhaps bring officials from the waste management department. The task force must perhaps be given officers in the market to enforce what is going on. And that is basically what is creating this problem. This is an area where a lot of people would expect. So let's observe what is happening here. The Vice President has entered the market, and then she's looking at. Let me walk closer, and then pick the conversation. Excuse me. All right. So she's moving. We'll continue with her, and you would notice all these have been in the market. This is where we buy our foodstuff. This is where we take communicable diseases to our homes. It's an eyesore for a market that works almost 24 hours on daily basis through the weekend. And if all these things are inside the market, it will tell you that somebody is not working. Even the market queens perhaps don't understand what this means to them. If these drains are choked, these market queens obviously will have their wares flooded, and that will be losses, huge losses. And so this clean-up exercise will continue to go on. So let me engage some of the residents here. So sir, tell us, you have observed the filth we are bringing out of the choke drains. Would you say this could have been long prevented?
Yes,
but
yes.
Somebody is at fault. Who?
Yeah, it could have been long prevented. I will blame the market queen. Blaming the market queen to go ahead to talk to the assembly, the district assembly, to also make sure they also come.
Okay, so let me continue to engage you. So we have come to one of the locations. Hold on, I'll be with you shortly.
Usually, as and when the container is full, so you see that the original skip is not here. It's been lifted and it's gone. A fresh container has just been dumped where you place where we started.
Oh, okay, so it will come here
back here and evaporate more. The challenge we are also having is with the SIP and the frequency with which Zoom Lion, the managers of the skip container sites, the frequency with which they collect the waste from the site. That's also a challenge.
So what does it mean? That you need more, you need less?
What the assembly does to augment, like I've said, is to use our drip machines to support the evacuation. We also have a skip track. We use it also to support the evacuation. So this morning, the vehicle has picked some there. In the course of the day, as we collect the waste from the cleanup.
So how long do you think it will take to get rid of?
This one by Sunday. Wow, by Sunday, we should have collected. The problem is also because of the cleanup and the extra waste generated. Within the course of the day, I doubt we'll be able to. But like I said from the beginning, we have this more so because we started the cleaning from Wednesday. Yes.
So it means that if I come, the place will be
certainly, Your Excellency. Certainly, yes, by Sunday.
Possible for you to do 24 hours.
Okay, so the Vice President has just been briefed about this waste dump site. The summary of it is that the rate at which
dumping a lot of refuse in our training and choking them, and so today it is important that we actually clean all these drainage and make them flowing again. Anytime the rains come, we are rest assured that there wouldn't be any havoc after it. And so the Vice President is actually in here to also address us and also partake in the exercise, because it's a National Day exercise. Each and everybody must be involved, no matter your rank. Even the President himself is taking part of this exercise, and so nobody is being left out. You shouldn't forget that today this exercise is being led by the security agencies, followed by all appointees, the ministers, the CEOs of various institutions are taking charge today. So of course it's a huge exercise, and we need to be acknowledging that. Of course it will continue throughout tomorrow, where all individuals, every person in this country must also be responsible for this cleaning. And so that is what is happening at the moment at the Jubilee House. And so we're still watching the live coverage of it. You pretty soon see the Vice President stepping out from her car. She's been to Lungwa Market, of course, where we saw her coming. So that's her on your screen. She's just coming out to join the exercise in that regard. And so it is important that our Vice President, she's joining the exercise right away. It is happening live at the seat of the presidency.
No.
So you're giving the live coverage of it. Vice President has just arrived at the presidency, the seat of the presidency, the frontage of it. So she's poised and ready to also partake. She is holding her gloves, well put together in that. So
good morning, everyone. I want to thank all of you for coming out. This is a very important exercise, and my hope is that we'll be doing this more regularly, more often, but especially in the months or the weeks getting to the beginning of the rainy season, so that we are not overtaken by events. But I'm very, very grateful that you are here. Thank you very much.
all right, so you just heard the Vice President in that regard addressing us, as she also continued with the cleaning up exercise here at the Jubilee House, the frontage of it. And so this is what is happening at the moment. So she's not the only one here. We have a lot of the big dignitaries here, the ministers, we have some members of parliament here, we have CEOs here. So it's a huge exercise, and it promises to be something that we all can be proud of. We want to see a clean Ghana after today. We don't want to see any choked drain. We don't want to see any place packed with filth, because we have come too far as a country to be living with filth in our cities. we've come too long as a people to understand that cleanliness is even nearest to godliness. And as religious as we are, we need to even understand that our frontage must be clean as always. And so, like I said, we have a lot of dignitaries here. The vice president isn't the only person that is here. She's here to grace the occasion, of course. But then if you look around, we also have NADMO, who are also present joining the exercise. We have other cleaning agencies who are here to also give us the support. We are not just, cleaning the drainage and all that, but also there's some sort of weeding in all angles. And so yeah, so we're still giving you the live coverage of the cleaning up exercise. This is day one, so it will continue most definitely tomorrow. And so we urge each and every individual, wherever you find yourself, if you see your leaders doing this, it means clearly that you cannot sit home, you cannot sit with your hands folded. You will have to also step out wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, to do the little that you can to ensure that your frontage, your community is clean, to ensure that we are not going back to what happened some weeks ago. Because every indication from all angles, it shows clearly that we haven't been proactive enough. We have another big man here. I know you know him. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Why would you choose to join this exercise today?
Leadership by example. If the president himself is part of it, who am I not to be part of it? So at the end of the day, it is about the country. We need to change our attitude. They say cleanliness is next to godliness. So we need to be conscious of our environment and then always clean our environment and abide by the laws and the rules of the country. People have been allowed over the years to build in waterways and dump refuge in gutters and all that. And at the end of the day, if the disaster comes, it affects everybody. It affects the matter. There are so many people who have built houses in very expensive areas and yet they've been affected by the floods. So at the end of the day, it affects productivity, it affects everything. So as a country or as a people, we have to change our attitude.
What have you observed so far going around and doing this exercise? What have you observed tangibly that you can recommend that, look, going forward, this is what we need to do, right or left?
I believe that this shouldn't be a 9-day wonder. It's something that must be part of our way of life. If it's every Saturday or every Friday at the end of the month or whatever, it's something that we need to do. And the most important thing, there must be enforcement. Because some of these problems, even though disasters, you can't control disasters, but some of these things, we need to be conscious of it. And I believe that in going forward, what has happened with these floods, it's a wake-up call for all of us, so as to be able to stop doing things that will create these problems.
Thank you so much, Rex. I know that you're going to continue your work. Like he rightly mentioned, should this be something we do today and go back to sleep or not?
No, we can't go back to sleep. It should be part of us, our national fabric. I believe that it actually should start from the home. Let's all get the children out. If they're going to school throughout the week, maybe on Saturdays, start from the home, starts throughout the communities, and then the whole country becomes clean. If you travel to the rural areas, it is cleaner than the urban areas. Of course, you'd also admit that we have quite a number of people living in urban areas. But if we're all intentional about keeping the environment clean, I think we won't have to go through this. This should not happen. It should be just part of us.
From your little observation, right, what can you say from when it comes to our cleanliness as a country?
Listen, if you visit different parts of the continent, I don't think we're doing well enough. And like I said, it starts with us individually, from your bedroom, from your living room, and then it goes to your compound, and then the community itself. You know, so what the entire country looks like is a representation of who we are, and I don't think it's good enough. You know, so we ought to be intentional to do this probably every once a month. Okay. If not, you know, just get the communities, chiefs, opinion leaders, people in different communities. Just let's all come out and clean the community.
All right, thank you so much for your time. And so, like they said, it can't end today. Maybe once in every month will be okay. We need to come out each and every day to clean our frontage, clean our communities. Let's wrap it for here and move to another destination. We'll bring you everything that will happen today in today's cleaning up exercise of the nation.
It is carried away by the waste management companies. I heard them mention Zoom Lion. This is a sad spectacle. The market is just yards away. The stench is unbearable, and this is what we live with. And I believe that most of the assemblies have staff with the waste management department who are paid on monthly basis. So the question is, why should the state pay people who are supposed to enforce our laws, who are not working? Or if the system is not efficient enough, is it something? Let me have a brief chat with Jospon group of companies. You are live on television now. Tell us in summary. This exercise is going on nationwide, but this is an eyesore.
One of the things is that we want to thank His Excellency the President. This is a very noble idea, and it calls for leadership. You see, every country is the leader that leads, and then sanitation helps. When you go to Dubai now, the Sheikh Maktoum, he is the leader. You go to Kigali, the President Kigali is the leader. So President Mahama is leading a very good cause, and we have to appreciate him for the bold step of leadership. He's somebody who's sanitation on his side. Now, this as a result of a challenge within the district assemblies capacity, and then you need a container attendant. So this exercise, the Aboboya people come and dump here, and then they collect money. They are not supposed to dump here. They are supposed to go to a transfer station. So His Excellency the President Mahama says that he's reviving the transfer station. And you see, when you have this thing like this, and it's within the market, you need a container so that the market women will bring their waste there. It is not for Aboboya people to come here. So the container attendant takes money and then allow this thing to happen.
But it must be enforced. The laws must be enforced. What do you expect the assembly to do?
Immediately is that the assembly must ensure that the container attendant, only the market women bring their waste here. Apart from them, nobody should bring waste here. And we are going to support government to instill the enforcement of bylaws to ensure that people do the right thing.
Okay. All right. So we just finished. And now there's one of the we have ladies here. Impact what?
Yes.
We are.
I hear you. Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's a joke. If you know me, one woman area. Are they here? At the control area. Yes. My shop is here.
Yeah. So, but this is so bad. You people create. No, this is not the rain.
Yes. Can't you come?
But Diana, way more na mo ye. Way more na mo ye.
Let it be from the
na samoti ha mo ton ade na e decide finwe aba begu ana mo ye dia na tete mo ka ho
ya ka ho mo ya na no e ka bi but it's not about na ka ni to me ko e ko na ko toki any asem na another way to yes government say tankers no mo ye first obi di ball asi na fichire na oya be chinu no omo san implement it how because over for bi fear ball asi ho junkie boy sinam no the 26 Ashanti so mo tama no da ko so obi show na no dia be si baby open yes government say if there's anywhere say you for omo na wo go e be employ omo say gutter every twice in a month no more gutter one.
Me pacho pesa mo ganchiro mo di bola egu gata mo no. Yesre mo njai because abasa ma o man ni mu ye fi. O man nso ma o man ni bo kanti yesre mo di bola ni ade egu gata mo ne po ma cha mpanyimfo ni obi ankasa. Why ye better what I bola no plastic fe no mo tsa ni nyina. Na ese ni nsuo na eto na aka ni ntimi ko ni. Enu ti na edi abegu a. Na nya te bia ye tutu a.
Okay, so what is your last word?
Nikasa ni say.
Last word.
Yes. Our last word. Yeah, don't take it about Jamaye. Every say Kora. Yes. With you. He say none more take it about Jamaye.
Okay. So these traders have endorsed have endorsed. So you are with Eco Dialogue Network. So you are basically environmentalists who want a clean Ghana.
Yes.
What are your comments? Let's be working while we talk.
This is it's heartbreaking for such an area to be like this. We, Eco Dialogue Network, we are trying to fight this, but we think that individually we can't do this alone. I think the whole community should join us while we engage in these cleanup exercises. We are also advocating for sachet-less water carrying containers. So we advocate.
So hold on. Okay, so it's over. Let's continue. Yes. I saw some briefing ongoing there. I wanted us to join because I noticed that Jospon was with the vice president. But go ahead.
Yes. So like I was saying, we advocating for bottles instead of the sachet waters, especially for students. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much. Mr. Siao Japan spoke a while ago. I'm trying to locate the let me speak briefly. Sir, you spoke briefly and you were giving the vice president some information. What happens from here?
I think that obviously we all need to take a bit more responsibility as stakeholders. We all need to get involved a bit more. Community leaders, traditional leaders, religious leaders, and of course the assembly also has a key role to play. Like I was informing the vice president, all our skip container sites are on contract, the SIP contract managed by Zoom Lion. The assembly augments the efforts of Zoom Lion with the drip machines. There are times that we get overwhelmed. Over the course of the week, following the presidential directive, we started the cleaning a bit earlier. What it means is that the nearby container sites became a bit overwhelmed. With assurances from the executive chairman of Zoom Lion, we are hoping that, I said Sunday, we are hoping that by close of day, because he says 10 compaction trucks
are coming here. So I'm told that the president is also joining another team, and so we'll be crossing over to the second team, which is standing by to share with us how people across the country are joining this very important exercise.
Aya abaya abatoa so a wo mo so odin aban mu panifo krono kitase proye what is sika obotom ana wo aban wo so odin ana ama wo bia kosi dan asi kwan mu
leadership crisis.
It's a leadership. They should stop blaming the citizens. Citizens be any one more one crack repa onye the ope obey the ope. I don't want to hear it. President Mahama has said it. I've condemned it in all certain terms. He shouldn't say it again.
Indiscipline, no kind.
Yeah, indiscipline. And to one, also making sure that people or citizens are disciplined. Law enforcers.
Okay.
So if the president decides to blame the citizens, he is to blame. Because you say Korea mobile phone, what Korea mobile phone, you say we do akoshim. And then we be ball akogu gatem their own channel fan akoshim. Mobile phone dey we are. What you know? And then the politician we sika ayenche no. So a systemic defect. And we must always blame the leadership. Citizens need you jani pemo anyago progress we jaye pa mai. It is a jai yen say anya de ye pa ye be ye de ye pe. then you will come and start blaming yen say ye de yepe wabra ya ma to me say fa ye de any kwan say ya chiwachi no fatenete ne yen
ye nim say de be ye nyanti ne ya hyehyem
enu ti na wo mra no enti na say bedwa na si wo ye den mra na mo hyehyem bebrebe na ewo buku no amofa nya adwuma no nyansa be na ewo na wo wi ara be gina no ma ba ka tell me say attitude na me nim say me attitude nyanti na me ma ye ti say wo dwan na me say behwe me so na wo ke dwan so na wo dwan no na so odin na aba na ekura wo ye den enti no me de me tu fo say e ma ban me gina be dwam me ka attitude bi ankyere me ye boni a ye nchi me fa me nkotum me na na kura bo tu fo kura ba ma mu ko ne bodi ama mu so mo fa me nkotum sanso na obi so nana eba e ma mu ntie no mo fa ne nkotum me tie ye say akwa bi e na Ramsar site no ye so ye NDC pani NDC for say omonye
but who is saying
sanso na MPP for so na man kofo kogu eti wo te o man mu a wo di MPP ni NDC say NDC say na da bia ye say ye man no nti wa nyansa wo e wo tirim na ye adwuma eti mo nka attitude asem bia ma ye nte aya ban mom na on ka ono ani attitude asem
okay
eti mampani wo he attitude crack the whip anya nyamesom ene ye besom say nyamesom kura Yesu Kristo ofa aba ene okoye na obi ti enkofo ti ne papa sori dem na omobo chacha de no ye
tia omo
na wo che Yesu ni John Mahama when I was enko hotwe aba kane
John Mahama
enti wo John Mahama wan hwe aba na obegina obeka kire me say obi na wono ye citizen ya wono nim say wo sin 20 wa fa say brabe ne candifo mampani no wo wan hwe aba nipa no na ono na onye den
okay
eti ye honum no
okay
mo me correct sa impression e wrong
okay
obi a wa ba mu oba be ka attitude na bia no busa ne say wo attitude ade wa ba mu ye den ora ba bia me fi bi na o kase obi kura frɛ fra bankesie mu na menni ne number ka me frɛ na busa ne dipa kura wa bankesie mu a o frɛ ne sɛ memu da ni ngunu na kia be twi nanim wo Ghana ha ye Ghana for any problem ya kendifo na e wo problem akufo do betena mamu a hwede a wanye de na akufo do ne ba omianom de na o manye eduru so sɛ Ghana fo nti o mu so ntesu kokko no ni esi ntesu kokko wo bia nim na minim sɛ mu apisa ye ti mamu piye eti sɛ wo wa ba na wo hwɛ wo nua asa so amfa nsa wasa na sɛ wo be ye de tene a ye de tene ni yie nipa na wo kobu dan na wo fafo na wo frɛ nti wo kura wo just wo de wo te baby papa ye ni nsuo mayiri yen
okay
and I think say we must call them out at all times and you say bia me pen this for asem me promise them chair party bia say wo Ghana but omo ye boni a wo me kan yan sekire ni yan kan kire wo
okay
anya say nsuo me for the first time in several years nsuo yira be family them
wow
oni me ma say ebra na ye bon so mo mu obia etina ya na ha dwen say mo ba be gina bonten na president na one mountain platform ni aka se wa no say kokan na wo so akokan you must use your gumption at all times
okay
MCB
Central Business District and Alpha Circle but me wako who say how many days are between your kind Mr. Bensa nipa na namwa onum wi ya no diwi obetima to dia to but as na can do dia I was say the south people but the one creative infrastructure na e yet this obetima pursue amafo e ka one show to ya you betima catch that way and we say we provide database on antique fuel churches na bisno and so say waste we yan who ni management papa say I buy the person where and I'm come can dey man I mean e bibi a aye ye wo it is the way you do no and it's a little bit effort na bobo fi enya enough where the private company no so cost a ball or matra or the kugu baby na was security no the practice obenya no a compressive no a daily no the corporate but I tell you just a fraction of the problem the way you drink what's the ability na you recycle what is so funny ma e pro minimum another company bia or the year furniture fertilizer how the year fertilizer that plastic see the year dustbins and a plastic bowls and omutimi be a furniture a bottle in fact I did be a wasting dear coming who come here how I know come on some of it you will listen to technologies and I knew how to come here recycle be mini the media go depending pretty fertilizer out capacity Mr. So 5% near or encourage them crankra, no this room. Now you improve the capacity of usage and a reuse of your waste as well, and also but there has to be a national policy dedicated to dealing with sanitation. That's why you should it needs a real attention. The person demand and crown no more ya, and the young man papa. The person are buying like capacity so more, and the young a localized policy. You decentralize that. A bit attacking from top to down and down to top. Now I'm a great bit and bit to top in the highway.
Jana be o di ball about two about the young people. Yeah, we were there do ska.
We are in the lowland area, so our major challenge is receiving the silt from upstream always to this area. So it should be a continuous thing we should be doing, to be sweeping our streets and distorting the drains here to clear the space for the runoff water.
Okay, so while we are waiting for the president, I spoke earlier to COP retired Kofi Boachi, who said that the community leaders actually have to lead this effort in their various zones. For you, is this something beyond your capacity to enforce?
No, it is not. It is not. Fortunately, in Chado, where we have various associations and residents, so we have them as well. They are willing to assist us, so that every area that is zoned will help us in enforcing some of these things.
Okay, so thank you very much. I have to leave you because His Excellency. The president has just arrived. He will be alighting from his vehicle any moment from now. We will try to follow him as he is welcomed by the municipal chief executive. The regional minister is also here. I believe there are a few other officials from the stakeholder agencies who will be here to receive His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He just stepped out of his vehicle, and General Annan has just received him. And we have the municipal chief executive, the assemblywoman for the area. We also have the regional minister and other officials who are all here and happy to receive the president. But as I've said in my commentary earlier, it should not take the president of the country to be cleaning our enclaves when we know the right things to be done. But of course, this is very symbolic. I spotted the local government minister a while ago. He was with us at Nungwa Market, where Her Excellency the Vice President met the people. The municipal chief executive is briefing the president. Let me see if I can steal. Okay. And so the president has just been briefed by the municipal chief executive. So His Excellency
place where the stream does a 90 degree.
Yes. So we engage the hydro. We have to have that process of wind, so we excavate part of it also to have the water flow much more gently. So we spoke with them and the coming to help us to dredge that part so the water can go
And so His Excellency has just been given some preliminary briefing. He is being led by officials, the local government minister, the regional minister, who will work with the president. This is not his first stop. He's been around observing what is going on. He will continue to inspect the ongoing exercise, and so
from the municipal chieftaincy.
Okay, they'll let the engineers regiment. So let the hydro and the engineers regiment go and look at it. We're giving them excavators so they can discuss.
Okay, so His Excellency at the moment is still receiving briefing from the municipal chief executive for the area. The MCE has just been informed that some additional logistics will be deployed to this area. One thing that was of interest to the president was the flooding that affected many of the homes in this area. And then he made reference to an observation that was made by the hydrology department, that's the hydrology authority, which raised serious concerns about the blockade of the natural course of the Kojo River. And that we are told by the 48th Engineers Regiment, which is conducting this exercise on behalf of the Ghana Armed Forces, which has been given this mandate to break all the illegal structures, demolish all the walls, retention walls that have been illegally constructed to block the natural course of the river. And once that is done, the retention basin, water retention basin, which is the Peshi Lagoon, will be secured, and then a buffer zone will be created for the...
Let's go back, gentlemen, go back.
Just open the session. Zoom Lion just open the session.
So His Excellency, symbolic as this exercise is, will be
so the water can
flow.
Yes,
sir. The good leadership that we have, we are able to do it. Yes.
So
so daily collection is very key. The daily collection is not there, then the silt is choked. So it's like a lot of silted, so many days and so many years. That's if there's the daily collection, you don't have much of this stuff.
Isn't there a machine you can put in a drain?
That is correct.
Take the silt
that is it. That is it. Yes, please. Yes, please. And it should be constantly, like weekly, monthly, something. Then we are able to do that and that.
So His Excellency, I can see he's holding a shovel, and what he's doing, residents here are cheering him up, but the fact is that this is an eyesore. The group chief executive of Jospon Group of Companies, Mr. Siao Ejapon, was briefing the president, and he said it must be a constant practice, at least to remove the silting. So it's so bad. The president just pulled a water bottle from the debris that is collected into the wheelbarrow, and this cannot continue. This, of course, cannot continue.
You have the. So
it's a shame to see a president of our country doing this.
Yes, very. It's good leadership. When you see a president doing this, it shows the commitment.
You made reference to some countries. You made reference to Rwanda. You made reference to other countries where their presidents are leading. And what can stop this?
The commitment, enforcement of bylaws, and then people doing it daily. You see, this thing need exercise of daily things, so that it's not choked. All these things is a consummation of so many years and days.
Let me hold it. Boss, let me hold it. I'll hold it fine. I'll hold it. Harry, go to the minister's office. You can hold more. No, I can't use cable. We will give you sound after. Just relax. Just be patient. We will give you sound after. I can collect it from Malik after. I said it.
I want to use this opportunity to thank all the residents who have come out to help this exercise. Clearly, we can see what the cause of our problem is. I mean, we've just desilted this. Look at the plastics that we are taking out of it. Apart from that, the sun there clearly did not happen in 1 year. It means this has been silted for so many years. So it reduces the capacity of the drain to carry water. And in the past, when we do cleanups like this, we fetch the silt, we put it by the roadside, and then leave it there, and then when it rains, it washes it back into the drain. And so in this exercise, let's make sure that after we take all this silt out, we bring enough capacity to be able to transport this silt and go and dump it somewhere appropriate. If we're able to do this, for the next year or two, this drain will have enough capacity to be able to carry the water through. It is because it is half silted, so the volume of water it can take is diminished. And so let me congratulate all Ghanaians who've come out. I've gone around the city. I've seen the turnout has been very good. And after this, the military and other services are going to continue to dredge the main waterways so that these drains can have an outlet to send the water to those wetlands. And so this will be a continuous exercise. And at least once a month, let's set aside 1 day and all of us come out and clean the city. And with the help of the waste management companies, we'll be able to keep this city clean and also free of flooding. So thank you everybody who came for this exercise. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You need yours. That's yours.
Yeah, that's you walk around a little. Eric.
So His Excellency has just finished a briefing, so he will continue to make some observation of the ongoing cleaning exercise. And once His Excellency is done, he will move on to another location. If you listen to him carefully, you would have noticed that he's deeply worried about the debris that we are pulling out from most of the drains here. Obviously, some may have been carried into the drains during the downpour, but I believe that as His Excellency continues his let me get a bit closer to hear what he's saying.
Sometimes they use communicate, but there's a machine that will work out for us. Why not? We can apply.
And so it is still part of the observation. He's very concerned about what is going here.
So the problem is the silt. It's been silted for, like you said, a very long time. So we have to keep at it every time to ensure that we don't follow the.
My problem now is how do we the silt under this bridge?
Yes, it's very small. Fortunately, we have a group of young guys who are able to go under. So if they're able to the silt to the lowest level, they can go under and move it as well. So they have
because now you can see that it's flowing this way. Yeah.
So His Excellency is probing further, asking the MC for the area to ensure that that section of the drain is opened enough. In fact, it's filtered under, and that is not allowing the water to flow freely. So volumes have been choked behind, but as they continue to excavate the silt, you will notice from the pressure of the water that it's now moving slowly. But as officials have said, it should be a continuous exercise. This is a Chado. We are told this particular location is around the old police station area where His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is currently observing the ongoing nationwide cleanup exercise. From what the gentlemen are trying to remove from the drain, you would notice that it is part of the drain which was constructed, which is broken. And once it is broken, it blocks the flow of the water. So few young men, including some security officers here, are managing to lift it. Once they have lifted it, they can take the silt from the drain, and once that is done, more water will flow from the upstream area to the Kojo Lagoon, which is also another challenge. Yesterday, the anti-flood task force, that is the post-flood mitigation team, yes, so they went round the country. The reconnaissance tour took us to Teshi, the Songo Lagoon area. We went to Pantine, Abokobi, Taiman, and then so that is exactly what has been happening now, and so it's much work that should be sustained from today, and the number of things we are seeing in this drain suggests that the neglect has gone on for a long time. So immediately we leave here, His Excellency will continue to Alajo. Alajo will be the next location of His Excellency. I've told you earlier, the Vice President is also going around observing what is happening across the country. And so we are still with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who is on a tour to inspect the ongoing cleanup exercise. There are lots of, but Madam Sam, I heard you say nation builder. as a young woman, you should be worried about this disgraceful scene where people deliberately do these things, and it's sad for a president to come out together and do the right thing. Kachi.
Me pacho insuo bi da ye chiro no. Insuo bi da ye chiro nti se insuo no e ko amount na dia na e be yiri e wo ha se. Na afa insuo ni na be chiro ye de nimu nyina ya ma enwoma ni nyina sei.
Ati ayade hamu. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So His Excellency will continue to walk down the street of Chado to one of the locations where there was massive flooding during the June 29th elections. So we are with the president, and you can tell that a number of people who have come around are excited for them. Even though this is symbolic, it must go beyond just getting people occasionally out to come and clean the street, but these people must also be seen to be actively engaged in the cleaning, and then force people to stop what is going on. Madam Pacho, again I help. I'm this one.
Mimi baha 2004 na member and soon come in them more puda but and soon after bedroom ha
Okay. So we'll continue.
Here's the river. Here's the building.
A river.
The river is here. Here's the building.
But why is it that you people cannot stop those who are doing the wrong thing?
I have power to say something. If I thought they would say I'm a witch old lady.
Why? When you told me say what?
This Mahama and me, I don't have money. How can I talk? We have assemblyman, assemblywoman. They know what is going on.
But do we have many people who are angry at this?
Oh, yeah, angry. See how they are shouting. Everybody is angry. Angry.
But why should it take floods to make you angry?
Flat in ime come am to a flat in ani me yan the ke beton come on to flat me anyina that even bada.
Okay, so we'll continue to engage. Many people here reality has actually dawned on many people who are saying there are buildings right on waterways. For them, they can only complain, but the authorities are the ones who must be seen to be enforcing the laws. And so this is how people are reacting to the unfortunate incident on June 29th, 2026. For now, we are moving gradually to the banks of the Kojo River, which the intake is actually from the Kuyapem Hills. It goes through Bachona towards the motorway enclave, and then the bridge gradually will lead the water to here. Many of the buildings here were swallowed by water. If you look at the depth of the Kojo River basin, and you see the amount of debris that is deposited in the Kojo River basin, you would notice that the Kojo River basin actually has been filled, and these are all construction materials. What we know is that these construction materials are deliberately deposited in the water basin, and once the deposition is done, they wait for the dry season, fill it more with laterites, and once the filling is done with laterites, they move in to build the structure. So that is what happens in this area. I will walk towards the MC who is briefing His Excellency, and then we hear more of what this is about.
To find its way into the communities through there.
But what are these iron rods doing here? So they're trying to build a wall.
They're trying to build a wall to direct the flow.
Yes.
But they bend it here so sharp.
Yeah.
Water doesn't have that So as soon as he finds other ways, he goes into the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All this has been enforcement on the street.
Can you hold it for me? But we need to come and clear all this rubbish from there so that it can flow freely. Okay. Yeah. So let them come and clean up this outlet and then ship things from here so that I can, at least the little water, you see there's water flowing in it, so that I can drain that water. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I mean the problem is obvious.
Yes, sir.
Most of these are human interventions. I mean these houses that they build there, they force the stream to bend. You know. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much.
So His Excellency, I just witnessed one of the self-inflicted disasters that we have had in our this part of the country. So once this is over, His Excellency will move to the next location. We are told it is going to the Alajo enclave, where the similar exercise is ongoing. We will be moving with the President, and we will be reporting to you. Behind me, you will see that many people have come out in their numbers to support this exercise. And so, as His Excellency the President gradually leaves here, we will also be following him to give you a report of what is going on. So we will be wrapping up here and then catch you again when His Excellency continues to Alajo, where a similar exercise is ongoing. So for those of you who are following this live broadcast, our colleagues are standing by to connect us to what is happening. See you again in a few minutes.
That is true. That is true. You may not believe it. Sir, I'm telling you, made from experience. My personal experience.
Okay.
Who you be a yes.
Because of what you feel. And Obia, where you feel Pia, me wish away you feel pet. Now, Okana or Fitrin and me, I know, say, and let us go flabby before you be a buyer. And now, women are purpose with them. What's Obia, where you feel Pia before? And you Obia, where you feel, when they are penance. Obia, where you feel Pia before. Maybe I want to, but baby, and I mean, maybe I want to, but baby, you with me. I can't tell the baby. I asked the woman, Obapanan to make the grano. I was sitting a grana to her. Oh. Obapapa no kwada dada. Bibi no dey ato ba bia.
Over here when you for bia kwada. Already.
Inside national security.
Oh yeah. And when you for now, all edida we ni nyina no no e dey abetu dwa say ye nyina ye mo. And the say so be ya fire.
And na chief. Yentumi nana sim yeka.
Yeah.
Yentumi nana sim. If the dance. Monkoso, Nemo Osaka Kra, Yanfantuso, said the Baya Nipano, and Bentim.
I know that's a man, I want to come and meet you again. Someone I've had a mathematics. This is the man so that for you. Subaino and Timbo. Subaino. Subaino buying it. Do before complain.
Do before complain for no more. Only messy for the you.
Sadi, who said Nipper to Sadi? I said, well, you have no idea.
Or about one answer will be sounds. I
want the end of the Marasso, Asa, only Bibia, and Marano at the say. Yes, I have made Jinaha and one no. The time I covered the buyer. Oh, that, oh, so that for, oh, yeah. No, you know, was the covered the one thing. Yes, one second. No, now I see what he did. You and a man, was it or Baba has said, I can't see and said them.
Yeah, any papa cry to see me.
And after the floods that affected a lot of the southern coastal part of our country, I deemed it necessary for us to have a national security meeting to discuss the issues arising out of that natural disaster. It's become a recurring incident, but of course this was far worse than any that we have seen, both because of the vagaries of climate change. Aside from that, too, the pressures of urbanization, Accra being the capital, it is expanding at a very alarming rate. Of course, we've asked the Army to get involved in the flood mitigation measures, and then also NADMO and others are involved in relief, spreading of relief items. And so we want to look at what's been happening so far and what the measures we have to put in place going forward would be. Happily, the Minister of Finance has released some money from the contingency fund for us to be able to finance the mitigation measures going forward. We might not be able to completely eliminate flooding because it's a natural disaster that happens not only in our part of the world, it happens in other areas, but we can minimize it and make its effect less disastrous like what happened. In this particular case, all countries from Gabon to Cote d'Ivoire reported flooding and some loss of lives, some much higher than us. And like we Christians say, in everything we give thanks. And we hope that we should be able to work so that we ameliorate the difficulty that people are suffering. That natural disaster has become a recurring incident. But of course, this was far worse than any that we have seen, both because of the vagaries of climate. Aside from that, too, the pressures of urbanization, Accra being the capital, it is expanding at a very alarming rate. Of course, we've asked the Army to get involved in the flood mitigation measures, and then also NADMO and others are involved in relief, spreading of relief items. And so we want to look at what's been happening so far and what the measures we have to put in.
So we're in Odona. This is the Odo channel, and as you can see, it's really silted up. The cleanup exercise is ongoing, but this is the current situation over here. And as you can see, the solid waste just even further up. That's because of the silting up of the Odo. So some dredging has started on the other side, but I think that the machines on the side have to come in and help to increase the volume in the drain, because if it rains, we're going to have a major problem because of the decreased capacity of this particular channel. So we're in Odona. This is the Odo channel, and as you can see, it's really silted up. The cleanup exercise is ongoing, but this is the current situation over here. And as you can see, the solid waste just even further up. That's because of the silting up of the Odo. So
all come out to place that require the attention or the participation of the entire community. And so we are seeing them, they are out, they are cleaning from left to right. We are seeing shovels working, we are seeing the military working. Of course, we have Dr. Theo Echampon here. I mean, at the it requires a lot of attention. Everybody coming on board to actually make Alajo work again. The IGP is present. He has just arrived. IGP is in here. So once this exercise is being led by the security service, it is important that he gets in here to also examine what is happening. Actually monitor what is happening. If any statement is being made by the IGP, we promise to keep you updated and let you know what he will say about today's exercise. So that is the IGP and his men moving to the scenes where the big drain is to assess the progress of the work so far. As you can see, we are seeing rakes, we are seeing shovels, we are seeing brooms. The military, the police are all here. people are on the ground working. They are ensuring that they salvage the situation. They bring back Arajo. We don't want to hear Arajo being submerged anymore, because it's a beautiful community, of course, with diverse people and a lot of activities, both commercial and otherwise, happening here. So it is important that they actually save this community through this exercise. It is very important that each and everyone gets on board to ensure that the declaration of Friday and Saturday as National Day for Cleaning becomes a success. And so that is what is happening at the moment. As you can see, let's try and engage some few people here for this exercise. Let me again, we saw what happened during the flood. You are still cleaning. I mean, what have you observed so far? What has been the situation?
They say we should come and do my job, so me, I'm doing my job.
Okay, so you are doing your job. Are the people participating? What is the mood here at the moment?
Everybody is doing his best. We are trying to clean, make the place clean. We don't have any choice to do it. Next time, we don't have any flood like this again.
Okay, so that's what he said. We don't have any choice as a country. We need to be on the grounds and work. We need to clean the place. We need to bring back Alajo again. We need to bring back our communities. I mean, we can't continue like this forever. And so, of course, it is a national duty. This is a national call. We all have to be on the grounds to work and get our communities back on track. Like you said, we can't still be in the slumber. We need to wake up. And that is what you're seeing at the moment. We are all on the grounds. The people are working in all that. And so this is still Arajo. We have, like I said, the IGP has just arrived in some other more state authorities, including the vice president and, if possible, even the president, to be here at the moment to see what is happening. Like I made mention earlier, this community was hard hit. In fact, we saw buildings, we saw, even cars being washed away by the floods. And so it is important that at this moment, we come together and also make it to work for the people of Arajo. All right, so you are watching the live coverage of the cleaning up exercise. We are ensuring that after the floods, all the places that, got submerged, the refuse, the garbage, the trash are being cleaned up. And so that is what we are doing at the moment. And so, okay, so from the far end, you can see that there are men in that big drain. You can see a white car that is being stuck in the drain. And so they're trying their best to bring it out of it. You can see the military also descending into the drain to actually get all those debris out of it and then make it clean again. Because probably this is going to be passage for the water anytime it rains. And so we need to clean it up and get it even ready for more rains if there will be more in the coming days. And that is what we are seeing already. We've cleaned the sides of it because a lot of people brought their garbage from their homes to dump around it. And that is what practically has been happening here, because they know the current in this drain is very high. Anytime it rains, they carry their their garbage from homes and pour them into the drain. But this time around, I think that we've all seen on our eyes that that practice must not continue. And so that is what we are doing, clearing the sideways, clearing.